Hello friends, as a part of online lecture series, I am Mr. Mahesh Patil going to conduct a lecture series on electromagnetic engineering. So, in this, I will start with the first unit. That first unit is vector algebra. So, basically, vector algebra it is a mathematical tool to explain electromagnetic concepts. So, you might have seen in the electric field as well as magnetic field and combination of electric and magnetic fields are present, and all these field quantities are either scalar or vector quantities. So we are dealing with scalar and vector quantities, and to analyze these quantities one mathematical tool is required. We are going to take the help of vector algebra. So electromagnetic quantity is either scalar or vector quantity. Scalar quantity is the quantity having only magnitude, and the vector quantity is the quantity having both magnitude as well as direction. Vector we'll see in detail. Its representation is, we can represent the vector as A, and onto the top of that A draw a horizontal line or draw a horizontal arrow. So it can be read as A bar, or you can represent using B also. So likewise you can use any variable to represent that vector. So it is read as vector A or vector B. Now vector A can be written as A bar equal to AX plus AY bar plus AZ bar, where capital AX, capital AY and capital AZ are the components of that vector A in X, Y and Z direction respectively, and small ax bar, ay bar and az bar are the unit vectors in X, Y and Z direction respectively. So in this way vector is represented. Now consider a point A which is having coordinates x1, y1 and z1, and consider a point B which is having coordinates x2, y2 and z2. So these are the 2 points. Now by considering these 2 points, how vector AB can be written? It can be written as vector AB, it is equal to coordinate of B minus coordinate of A. So x2 minus x1 ax bar plus corresponding coordinate of B point in y direction minus corresponding coordinate of A point in y direction, that is y2 minus y1 ay bar plus z2 minus z1 az bar. So in this way this vector is written. Now vector AB is not equal to vector BA. Vector AB it is equal to negative of vector BA. The magnitude or length of vector AB is the distance between A and B. So it can be written using distance formula as mod of vector AB, it is equal to AB. So this vector AB, mod of vector AB, it is equal to AB. So which can be written as square root of x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 bracket square plus z2 minus z1 bracket square. So this is the magnitude of that vector AB. Now unit vector in the direction of AB, it can be written as small a suffix AB, means unit vector in A to B direction. So it is equal to vector AB divided by magnitude of that vector AB. So this is the unit vector. If two vectors are given, then we can do the addition of these two vectors as well as we can do the subtraction of these two vectors. So let A bar is the vector. So A bar equal to AX bar plus AY bar plus AZ bar, and B bar equal to BX bar plus BY bar plus BZ bar. If I want to write the addition of these two vectors, that is A bar plus B bar, then it is equal to corresponding addition of X coordinate in X direction plus corresponding coordinate or element addition in Y direction plus corresponding Z coordinate addition in Z direction. So A bar plus B bar, it is equal to AX plus BX AX bar plus AY plus BY bar plus AZ plus BZ AZ bar. Similarly, if you want to subtract vector B from vector A, then it can be written as A bar minus B bar and AX minus BX AX bar plus AY minus BY AY bar plus AZ minus BZ AZ bar. Product of vectors, vector can be multiplied. Multiplication of vector can be done in two ways. So first is the dot product, or it is also called as scalar product, and the second method is vector product, or it is also called as cross product. So we will see first dot product. Consider vector A and vector B as the given two vectors as shown in this figure, and let theta be the angle between these two vectors. Then we can write dot product of these two vectors as A bar dot B bar equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos of angle between these two vectors, that is cos theta. So A into B into cos theta. This is the A bar dot B bar. If suppose vector A is given as AX bar plus AY bar plus AZ bar, and vector B is given as BX bar plus BY bar plus BZ bar, then dot product of these two vectors, that is A bar dot B bar, it is equal to corresponding X element multiplication plus corresponding Y element multiplication plus corresponding Z element multiplication, that is A bar dot B bar, it is equal to AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. Then we will see the properties of dot product. If A bar and B bar are parallel, then A bar dot B bar, it is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B, because angle between these two vectors when these are parallel, it is 0 degree, and we know that cos of 0 is 1, therefore A bar dot B bar, it is equal to AB. If A bar and B bar are perpendicular, then angle between these two is 90 degree and cos of 90 is 0, therefore A bar dot B bar, it is equal to 0. If A bar and B bar are opposite, then A bar dot B bar, it is minus of AB, because angle between these two is 180 degree and cos of 180 degree is minus 1, therefore A bar dot B bar is minus AB. Now the dot product of unit vectors can be written as ax dot ax, it is equal to 1. Similarly, ay dot ay, it is equal to az dot az equal to 1, because these are in the same direction. Now, if you want to take the dot product of unit vector ax with unit vector ay, then ax dot ay, it is equal to 0, because angle between these two vectors, it is 90 degree. So on the same line we can write ax dot az and ay dot az, it is 0. Now we'll see the next vector multiplication, that is vector product, or it is also called as cross product. So consider a bar and b bar be the any two vectors, then a cross b, that is a bar cross b bar, it is equal to, its magnitude is given by a into b sin theta, that is a b sin theta, it is the magnitude part, and its direction is, it is along a n bar. So this a n bar indicates the direction of that cross product. It says that when a bar and b bar, it is in one plane, so the corresponding cross product of these two vectors, it is along the normal vector to that plane containing a and b vector. So you can observe here, this is the plane containing vector a and vector b. So to that plane, what is the normal? A cross b. So if you want to calculate b cross a, then this an bar, it is downwards, means this an bar, it is at downside, so it can be written as minus an bar. So a cross b, it is not equal to b cross a. So simply observe here right hand screw rule. So if you rotate a screw from a to b direction, that is in forward direction, then that screw will go at upward side, that is an bar direction. If you rotate that screw from b to a, then that screw will come out of that surface. So for example, consider a wall. So it is coming out of that wall, means it is in negative direction. So likewise, this cross product is represented. Now we'll see the properties of cross product. If a bar and b bar are parallel, then a cross b, it is equal to 0, because angle between these two vectors is 0 degree and sine of 0 is 0, therefore this a cross b will result in 0. Now the cross product of unit vectors. So if you consider same unit vector, that is ax cross x or ay cross ay or az cross az, then it is 0. If you consider cross product of unit vector ax with unit vector ay, then that cross product ax cross ay, that is in az. Similarly, ay cross az, it is ax, and az cross ax, it is ay. So this follows the forward direction path. X, y will result answer in z direction, y, z will result answer in x direction, and z, x will result answer in y direction. If you reverse this, means ay cross ax, then the answer is minus az bar. Similarly, az cross ay, the answer is minus ax bar. Ax cross az, the answer is minus ay bar. Now we will see simple problems based upon this vector algebra. So consider points P and Q located at 0, 2, 4 and minus 3, 1, 5. It is asked to calculate the position vector P, the distance vector from P to Q, the distance between P and Q, and the last sub question is a vector parallel to PQ with magnitude of 10. So we will see this problem. In the first it is asked that the position vector P. So point P, it is located at 0, 2, 4. Therefore the vector associated with that point P, it is 0 ax bar plus 2 ay bar plus 4 az bar. So what I have done simply here, I have considered the coordinate of that point P. So P point is having coordinate 0, 2, 4. So 0 ax bar plus 2 ay bar plus 4 az bar. So this is the vector associated with that point P. Now the second question is the distance vector from P to Q. Means it is asked to calculate the vector PQ simply. So our source point is point P and destination point is point Q. So what we have to do here, we have to subtract source from the destination. So it is vector Q minus vector P. So it can be written as, this is my destination and this is my source. So minus 3 minus 0. 1 minus 2. 5 minus 4. So if you write this corresponding direction, so it will be minus 3 ax bar minus ay bar plus az bar. So this is the vector PQ. So it is represented here as R suffix PQ. Now the third sub question is, what is the distance between P and Q? So this can be calculated in a simple way by considering distance formula, and that distance formula, it can be applied to this point P to Q. So destination point is Q, source point is P. So you apply the distance formula. So you will observe here, square root of minus 3 minus 0 bracket square plus in bracket 1 minus 2 bracket square plus 5 minus 4 bracket square. So this will result in square root of 9 plus 1 plus 1. So it is square root of 11. So the final answer is 3.317. Now the next sub question is, it is asked to find a vector parallel to PQ having magnitude 10. So for this, you consider that vector A as vector A along unit vector A. So this capital A means magnitude is given, it is 10. So since the A is parallel to PQ, so that vector is along the PQ direction. Therefore, unit vector A, it is equal to vector PQ divided by magnitude of vector PQ. So vector PQ is what? Minus 3 ax bar minus 1 ay bar plus 1 az bar divided by magnitude of vector PQ. It is 3.317. So if you do this calculation and if you multiply this answer by a 10, you will get expected vector A, and that expected vector A is plus minus 9.045 ax bar minus 3.015 ay bar plus 3.015 az bar. So in this way you can calculate that parallel vector. Now the next problem is, in this problem two vectors are given. Vector A, it is 3 ax bar plus 4 ay bar plus 1 az bar, and vector B is 2ay bar minus 5az bar. Now it is asked to find the angle between these two vector A and vector B. So this problem can be solved in a two way. So first is by applying the dot product method. So a bar dot b bar, it is calculated first. So how to calculate this a bar dot b bar? It is corresponding component multiplication in x direction, y direction and z direction. So a bar dot b bar, it is simply 3 into 0 plus 4 into 2 plus 1 into minus 5. So this a bar dot b bar will result in the answer 3. Now magnitude of A is square root of 3 square plus 4 square plus 1 square. So it is root 26. Similarly, magnitude of vector B, it is square root of 0 square plus 2 square plus minus 5 square, and it is equal to root of 29. And we know the dot product equation, that is a bar dot b bar, it is equal to mod of A into mod of B into cos of theta, where theta is the angle between these two vectors. So from that equation we can write cos theta as a bar dot b bar divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. So by putting the values, a bar dot b is 3 divided by, it is square root of 26 into 29. So if we simplify this, we will get the answer as 0.109. So this is the answer of cos theta, and it is asked to find the theta. So theta will be cos inverse of 0.1092. So if you simplify this, you will get the answer of theta as 83.73 degree. This problem can be solved by considering cross product. So we will see that now. So A cross B, it is determinant. In the first row, corresponding unit vectors are written. So in the first row we can write here ax bar, ay bar, az bar. In the second row, write the elements of vector A. So vector A elements are 3, 4 and 1. In the third row, write the corresponding vector element of vector B. So vector B is having elements 0, 2, minus 5. So this is the determinant. We have to solve this determinant. So while solving this determinant, consider first row and first column. You neglect this. What remains? 4 to 1 minus 5. Do the cross product here. So 5 minus 5 into 4, that is minus 20, minus 2 into 1, that is minus 2. So minus 20 minus 2, this is along x direction, plus in the other bracket you neglect first row and second column. So what is the matrix remain here? It is 3, 0, 1 minus 5. Now do the cross multiplication. You will get this answer as 0 plus 15 in y direction. Similarly, for the z component, neglect first row and third column. So what remains? 3, 0, 4, 2. Do the cross multiplication. Simplify this. You will get this answer as 6 minus 0 along z direction, that is az. So the final answer for this A cross B, it is minus 22 ax bar plus 15 ay bar plus 6 az bar. So the determinant of this cross product, that is mod of A cross B, it is square root of minus 22 square plus 15 square plus 6 square. So it is equal to square root of 745. Now use the formula of cross product, that is A cross B. So from that you find out the magnitude part only. So A cross B, it is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sin theta, where theta is the angle between these two vectors A and vector B. So from that it can be simplified as sin theta equal to mod of A cross B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B, which is equal to square root of 745 divided by square root of 26 into 29. To simplify this, you will get the answer as 0.994. Now this is the value of sin theta. To get the answer of theta, take the sine inverse of that 0.994. You will get this answer as 83.73 degree. So likewise, you will have some simple problems based upon vector algebra, but in the examination it is not expected from you that these kinds of problems will be there in the exam, but you are going to use these concepts in while solving the problems based on electromagnetic fields. In the next lecture we will see what are the different coordinate systems and what are the different parameters associated with respect to those coordinate systems in detail. Thank you.